Happy Tuesday, All-Stars. Hope everyone's been having a great day, a great start to our week, and hope everyone had a great weekend this past weekend. This past weekend, we had Mother's Day falling on Sunday, so hope you found some special ways to show your mom that you really love her and just thank her for everything she does to take care of you. Moms do a lot for us, make a lot of sacrifices, really give of themselves to make sure we have everything that we need. So we need to always be thankful for our mothers. And so on Sunday, try to make sure my wife felt appreciated as the mother to our sons. And so we got her some flowers and some chocolates and put some ribs in the smoker. We had ribs on Sunday night just to make sure she knows how much we appreciate what she does for our family. All right, and last week was also Teacher Appreciation Week. So thank you to all the boys and girls and parents and families that hopped on Facebook and emails and all those different ways to communicate to our staff how much you appreciate the teachers here. That really means a lot to them to hear those things. So thank you for helping us show our All-Star teachers how much we appreciate them and love them. All right, it's time to talk about our Essential of the Week. Parents, if you're kind of new to the Essentials or not quite sure what we're talking about, these all come from a book called The Essential 55 written by a famous educator named Ron Clark. And if you want to Google him, just Google Ron Clark teacher and you can find some more information about him. But he is a really successful teacher. This book is actually pretty old now. It was written back in 2000, but he was on Oprah Winfrey back at that time, and his book became a big bestseller. And he just talks about things that he did in his classroom that really helped him to have a lot of success. And so we use a lot of those things here at Vega, and really helps us to stand out in positive ways. It's really about teaching students manners and pro-social behaviors to help them be successful, and it does make a difference for our kids. So each week we spotlight a different one. Today we're talking about essential number 30, and this one says that when you're in the cafeteria to make sure that you clean up your trash and clean up your area before you leave the cafeteria. So boys and girls, like we talk about, we've got almost 500 kids here, and we have one custodian. Mr. Antonio is an awesome custodian. He's an all-star, but that's one person to 500 kids. And so we got to all do our part. Okay, in the cafeteria, it's not Mr. Antonio making a mess by the tables, it's students. And so when you make a mess, just make sure before you leave, you reach down, pick up those things, get them in the trash can. If every one of our students do that, makes things super easy. This one definitely translates to home. So when you're at home, after a meal is over, it's always good to clear your area, put your plates in the sink, wash them off. That really helps out mom and dad. They work hard to put the food there in front of you, and so your job is to make sure you help clean up and take care of that. So that's an essential that definitely translates to home. So let's take care of that one. Our character trait of this week focusing on is trustworthiness. And so to be trustworthy means that we can count on you and depend on you to do what you're supposed to do. And so when I think about this right now and the situation that we're in, for having to work from home, well, being trustworthy means that you're doing the work that your teachers are putting together for you. Here at school, the teacher's right there to kind of look over you and give you reminders, but now you're not directly there with the teacher, so really trustworthiness really comes into play here, that you take care of the work that you need to take care of. So to work on being trustworthy, make sure you're taking care of your work at home, your classwork when you're at home. And at the end of this video, I'll attach a video from Mr. Omar's classroom where he talks a little bit more about trustworthiness and what that means. I think I forgot to announce this last week, so sorry about this, but on May 6th was Jackie Ford's birthday. Miss Ford is one of our dyslexia teachers here, so woohoo! Happy birthday to you, Miss Ford. Sorry we forgot that last week. Okay, I have a kind of exciting announcement here. On the last day of school, which is May 28th, we are going to have a car parade. And so that means that a lot of the staff members will get together. We'll take off here from Vega in a big caravan of cars and ride through all the different streets of our neighborhoods that go to Vega here. So we have kind of a big area. We have some neighborhoods over on the east side of 75 that come to Vega, and all the areas right here by Vega. And so our route for the parade will cover all those areas. And so look for more details about that to come here in the coming weeks. All right, so we've got 3 weeks of school left. This is really going fast now. That last week, there's really just 2 days on that last week of school. I think the teachers are going to plan some kind of fun activities. So really, it's the next 2 weeks, we really want to focus on our schoolwork. So for the next 2 weeks, boys and girls, make sure you're getting your assignments done, you're doing quality work that you can be proud of. And that's what all stars do. When we have something to do, we're going to do our best with it. And speaking of that, I'm going to show you some samples of some student work that I've been seeing. And so next week, your work might be focused, the focus that we show during this segment. All right, thank you guys for listening to the announcements. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you. All right, now we're going to take a look at some all-star student work. So let's check out, see what we have this week. All right, first of all, we've got Olivia in Mrs. Kate's class in kindergarten. And you can see Olivia was working on an assignment in Pebble Go where she had to identify some things about the U.S. symbol, about the bald eagle. So you can see her responses there. And she did a great job with that. Way to go, Olivia. And we've got 3 here from Mrs. Bose's class doing quality work. First one is Heidi. And you can see she has a written response here, something that she read in A to Z. So way to go, Heidi. And here's Yazeline in Ms. Bose's class, and she did an assignment in math, counting some coins, and you can see her work and her thinking there on the page, so great job, Yazeline. Also, Michelle in Mrs. Bose's class, same assignment, working through counting some coins and showing her work and labeling it, and did a great job there. Way to go, Michelle. And now in 2nd grade, here is Braden in Mrs. DiDonato's class, and looks like this assignment was from Scholastic News. So he had to do a little bit of reading and then answer the question, and go on to the next part, read a little bit more, answer that question. So you can see he came up with some great answers here. And everything has to do with ice cream and cookies and cake. So that makes me hungry just even looking at that one, Braden. Nice job. Here we've got Eric in Mrs. Riley's class. And for this assignment, Eric looks like he had some sentences that were mixed up, and he had to figure out which order would make sense for sequencing the story. So he put those together in the right order to make sense of the story. Way to go, Eric. Here we've got Nathan in Mrs. Meadows' class in 4th grade. He's been doing quality work, so we appreciate everything that you're doing, Nathan, with that. You can see he's taking his time on his assignments. These are some written responses he has to some of the reading he's done. Looks like he's been reading about Harriet Tubman, reading about the Titanic, and reading a story about groundwater and sharing his thoughts. So way to go, Nathan. And here in 5th grade, we've got Stephen in Mrs. Thornton's class. And Stephen also has been doing quality work. We appreciate you taking your time, doing your assignments completely, following the directions. And Ms. Thornton told me that his mom is really helping to outline some of this to help him be successful with that. So thank you to Stephen's mom also for helping Stephen to be successful with his work. And last shout out here to Mrs. Hanson and Mrs. Fulton, Miss Jackie. Miss Hanson had the idea, as you can see, these bags here. These are the student bags that we'll be giving back to students next week. We sent information about that last week. We'll send information again this week just to make sure everyone got it. But Miss Hanson thought of a nice idea of a little, just kind of a nice little gift to add to each bag. So you'll see that when you pick it up next week. But here she is, and she got some help from Miss Fulton adding those little gift items to the bag. So thank you to you guys for doing that for our students. All right, now stay tuned for our video about trustworthiness.
Well, hello, Cools. Hello, Mr. Omar. Wow. It is so nice meeting you here, man. This is so cool. Cool, I say, just cool. Why, thank you, Cools. It makes me happy that you're happy to see me. And why are you so happy to see me? Well, Mr. Omar, I really need to ask you a question. It would be really cool if you could help me. Sure, Cools. What is it? I'm having so much trouble understanding this word, trustworthiness. What does it mean to be trustworthy? Well, let's see. It means that people can trust you and they can depend on you, and that you are someone who is reliable. Dependable and reliable, you say? Mr. Omar, can you give me some more examples? I mean, it would be so cool if you could. Of course, it means when you say you're going to do something, then you do it. And that you do what's right even when it's hard. It means that we follow rules And if someone, for example, if someone gives you something, then you give it back to that person the same way you got it. And we don't take things from people, meaning that we don't steal and we don't lie. This is what it means to be trustworthy, okay? So let's see that again. So we don't steal, we don't lie. If someone gives us something to hold, we should give it back to them the same way we got it. We follow the rules and we do what's right even when it's hard. Cool, Mr. Omar. Totally cool, man. I will try my best to be a trustworthy person. It is cool to be trustworthy. It is really cool, Mr. Omar. Me too, Cools. Me too. You know, we should all try to be someone who is trustworthy. Thank you, Mr. Omar. Cool, cool, cool. E-F-G H-I-J-K L-M-N-O-P Q-R-S-T-U-V W. Transportation, we can travel and they'll see. Transportation, it can take us where we want to be. If you want to travel from point A to point B.